I'm back. Looking forward to playing this Week 8 game versus the Dolphins. Just copying the stream link real quick so I can put it in the league so people can actually watch it. Just a second. All right. All right, now I'm just waiting for my opponent. Hopefully he'll be here before too long. Go post on Facebook real quick. Okay, he said he's having trouble. All right, so I switched my defense recently to 4-3, and that's based off the fact that my linebackers, I really like to play 3-4 in this game, but one, I lost one of my best linebackers. That's a problem. Two, the linebackers I do have, they're not really 3-4 outside. The outside linebackers, they're not 3-4 outside linebackers. They don't really have pass rush skills. Most of them are in like the low 70s, high 60s, low 70s, and that's not good. They do have a lot of speed, though, and they're pretty good in coverage. They're young. I actually am kind of developing a linebacker core. My defensive line, on the other hand, this is what I've been running into with the switch right now. They're pretty athletic, and they're kind of prototypical 4-3 defensive linemen. However, they're not very aware. So I have noticed that there are times, I don't know if it's just play rec or awareness or pursuit or what it is, but there are a lot of times when they pretty clearly have the chance to make a tackle, and they just kind of run away from the ball carrier. So got to figure out why that's happening. My opponent said he had to restart his system, so he'll be a minute. That said, I do think that's one of the advantages of the 3-4. For some reason, it feels more like the way the gaps are controlled with the 4-3. If you run towards an end and they get a free shot and somehow you juke or spin around them, it seems like there's nobody else to stop you from getting at least 8 to 10 yards. Whereas in the 3-4, it's the linebackers that have a chance to make the play, and it seems like if if an outside linebacker has a free shot at you and he just misses the tackle, it seems like one of the inside linebackers does a better job of scraping over the top and or pushing through the wash to get to the ball carrier as a secondary tackler. So the 4-3 does not seem to engage the linebackers as well. So I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about this the wrong way, and to run the 4-3, you need a really good defensive line. Still, I'm scared to run the 3-4, especially because when you come out in those nickel 2-4-5 in the 3-4, if you have really bad pass rushers, outside linebackers, they're now playing defensive end, and if they're not good pass rushers, they're just not going to get pressure. Or maybe they do, but they shouldn't. So even if they do, I just don't want to run the 3-4 with players who clearly should not be running the 3-4, as much as I prefer it in the game. So I'm going with what I have. If I want to change, I'm either going to have to develop them to be more 3-4, meaning up their pass rush moves for the outside backers and play rec and all that jazz, or I need to trade. Alternatively, I do have a linebacker that's, I forget his name, but if he comes back for me, then maybe I could justify making a switch, because he is more of a prototypical 3-4 backer with pass rush, good pass rush. I think he has like 87 finesse move or something really, really good. He's pretty quick. He's actually really quick. So that would be nice. But he went out in like the first game for like 8 weeks. And I actually decided to convert to 4-3 after his injury. So he'll be back soon. And I'll make a decision then. Opponent said he's restarting the system a couple minutes ago, so hopefully he'll be here in a minute. In the meantime, I'm not sure I have that much more to talk about. I actually did not get a chance to review this opponent's game film, so I'm going in blind. So the commentary today, you'll get a look at my approach to responding to an opponent who I don't really know their game film, but it's still really important to be able to quickly catch on to what your opponent is trying to do. And assuming he has any kind of consistency in his offensive and defensive philosophy, then I should be able to pick up after the first quarter or so what it is he's trying to do on both sides of the ball, and then game plan around that myself with adjusting my approach. My approach in general is, increasing. Usually I like to run the ball a lot, but increasingly I've been passing more because I have a really great quarterback in Andrew Luck, who was, I think, actually league MVP last year. I'm just going to ping my opponent again real quick, see what's up. Hopefully we actually get to play this. This would be a disappointment if we... Oh, he said he sent me an invite. Okay, sure did. I will just accept that. I guess mine wasn't showing up in his queue anymore. That's fine. Okay. So I am running my SSL playbook, and then the Sim Experiment 4-3 playbook is what I'll run on defense. Didn't get a chance to scout this team either in terms of personnel. I don't know how close they are to the original Dolphins. Original Dolphins don't have a whole lot in the way of scary players. So we'll see what he's got. My team started as one of the worst in the league, but I've been able to pretty quickly bring in some young talent. I actually had a, I would say, ridiculous draft in the off season. I was able to trade some of my valuable players for some high draft picks, and I went cornerback, wide receiver, cornerback, I think, all in the first round. And all three are like mega impact players for me. Both of my starting corners are rookies. My best receiver is a rookie. Also picked up a free agent rookie who someone dumped, I'm guessing because he's not very fast, but he's incredibly quick. He's my slot receiver now. He has like 88 speed, but like 95 agility and 93 excel or something stupid good like that. So he's actually a really good slot receiver. He's been playing well for me. So I'm looking forward to his continued development. Alright, it's good coverage on that. We get to start out with defense, which is always my preference. Just in the hopes that we can get an early stop and gain advantage. He's starting with 3 tight ends. That's really popular this year, 3 tight ends, and it is kind of a bear to stop. I don't think I have any heavierness. Okay. And right off, we see he's probably someone called that run up the middle and just immediately cut it to the outside. So I'm going to have to be careful with backside contain here. And that formation, actually, I feel like 4-3 stack does not match up super well against. So here we're going to go nickel, and we are a cover one high defense. So run a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 1. Get on the guy. Okay, well, that was a gift. And that, okay, it's not going to go all the way. My middle linebacker, Gaithers, is really good. He actually won Defensive Player of the Year a couple seasons ago. So here I'm going to come out in 11 personnel, under center, and it's always good to establish the run, even if you can't really run the ball down their throat. It's always good to at least let them know that you're willing to run. However, in this situation, I don't really like what he's showing me, so really stuffing those gaps inside. So let's see if we can do this. Alright, nice little easy gain. And that was just a high-low on the flats with the running back and the wide receiver on that quick post. He was in a hard flat, so that obviously opened it up. He could have usered that with the middle linebacker, but he wasn't looking for it. And he just kind of sat in no man's land reading nothing. So that was an easy completion. Looks like maybe he's in a cover 2 look here. Let's see. I will just stick with the original plan here. Oh, 71 whiffed. A really easy block. And, okay, so red zone offense in this game is pretty bad in general. I have found, though, if you can attack the back of the end zone, the very back of the end zone, that is the closest thing you can get to kind of stretching the defense. So I'm going to see what I can do here in terms of that, and I just waited too long. He's in cover 2 zone. So let's go. This. See if we can pick up a first down. It's going to be hard, but this possession was kind of gifted to us. So whatever happens, yeah, it's a good throw. And he drops it. Gosh dang it! Ugh, that was perfect. I read his linebacker came down to play the underneath drag, and I threw that with the double tap throw, which is kind of the in-between, which is the right call, just to get it over his linebacker. Because even though his linebacker came down, if I would have bullet passed it, even 10 yards behind his head, it's still probably an interception. Because Madden. If you're listening, Rex Dixon, please fix the ball trajectory. and how high linebackers can jump. Thank you. All right, so that's a free 3 points. Really should have been a touchdown. It's okay. I'm going to come out nickel here just because I want to match personnel. He has 3 wide receivers on the field, so I'm going to come out with 3 cornerbacks to match that. And I'm going to come out and cover 3. I just want to make... I never want anyone to feel comfortable running the ball against me. I want them to always think that we're probably going to lock up. Okay, so this is one of the biggest lobby plays that there is, and one of the biggest lobby tactics, which is come out and compressed and run a deep post over the middle. You'll notice he ran that. That play should literally never work against the defense I called because his wide receiver is running directly at my safety. What did my safety do? He backed off and played no one. That's a known issue in Madden, and people will continue to exploit it until Madden fixes that coverage, or how that route is run, or something. So I'm just going to, kind of stick in a soft cover 3 until I figure out what he's trying to do. It's quite possible that he's going to spam routes over the deep middle. So that's something that, unfortunately, you really just got to end up using that if you want to stop it, because the tools in the game are not there to stop it. The tools in the correct coverages to run against it, the tools are not there. And it's another pick, so this guy's not very good, fortunately. But those are really bad reads, especially knowing when I'm running defensively. Okay, this defense last time, he ran quite a bit of cover 2, so I definitely have some cover 2 beaters in the pipe, and it looks like he's in that again, so I'm going to go ahead and run one of them. I'm going to block the running back to give me some extra time. But yeah, that's a completion. Woo! Tag. Okay, this formation is great. Any kind of balanced formation is pretty good against cover 2 because you can attack, just in how you can attack different areas of the field. I mean, really, over the middle is the really important part to... Okay, so this is probably cover 3, but just to show. Oh, was I past the line? Dang it. Oh, illegal touching. Wow, that's surprising. Okay, we're going to stay in this formation for a minute because I still think it does what we want it to do against what he's doing. That was sad. Okay, so this Salem X Kitty play is very good against cover 3. We're going to read his flat defender here. Oh, wow, I wasn't even watching him. Not sure why that guy was even there. Looks like he probably... Yeah, so he just pulled zone all the way from the opposite side of the formation and followed it across the field. That's something that we typically try not to do in this league. Try to play your responsibility. It's up to your defensive play call and you using the correct responsibility to stop a play. So that's an example of something that you shouldn't do in this league. Wow, really looked like he had room there as that run was stretched out to cut back inside, but we're fortunate. He does not have an explosive running back, so, I mean, at least not the one that he's starting. So that's a positive. Okay, I'm going to bring a little bit of heat here, mostly because if he runs the ball, I don't want him to have an easy 4 or 5 yards. Yeah, he cut the inside run immediately out to the outside. So for some reason we're having trouble stopping that. I'm not sure why. I feel like maybe the 4-3 has a little bit more difficulty there. Okay, we had real trouble matching up to this last time, so I'm going to go... I think the under front matches up better to this formation. Yeah. Than the stacked front does. And again, he runs it up the middle and cuts back to the outside. So, I guess this guy might be new. Doesn't seem like an experienced sim player. But anyways, it is what it is. It's the kind of things that you have to deal with new people. Unfortunately, this league is not one that is like discipline oriented. It's really focused on helping people learn, which is very important. So this is another PA Crossers top 3 lobby play. It's actually incredibly difficult to stop. I'm not sure if there is a go-to sim way to stop it. There's like adjustments and stuff you have to make that we actually don't even... Some of the adjustments are not even things that you would make in this league, so hopefully that's not something that he decides to spam throughout the game, because it's a bear to stop. I think his running back just got injured there. Should be unfortunate for him. Alright. Last time we got a ugly turnover on an ugly play. I was trying to get back into the single man return, but oh well. Ooh, broke a tackle. All it takes, one good broken tackle and a good block. We got the first, but not the second. Okay, so his starting running back is now injured. That is unfortunate for him. And we're just going to come out and run some basic power O. Tends to play well against cover 2 zone, which is what he seems to spend a lot of time in. He's in cover 3, it looks like. But this is a pretty good play against cover 3. Yeah. Had a lot of options there, the way that guy was playing that. Not the user, the way the CPU defender played that. I could have thrown under or over. He just was kind of in no man's land in the middle. I'm guessing he's telling his defense to play deep based on how that zone was just played. I got stuck on my own lineman. It's a pretty good run there. Could have been a lot more. Okay, let's... I want to continue with the run. I want to see if he gives me some lighter looks, or if he loses gap control to where I can... Yeah, so he's really stacked up on it. This should be a pretty good run. My slot receiver got blown up. That happens. Okay. If he's in cover 2 zone here, this is a really good play against cover 2 zone, especially in a third and medium situation. And it looks like he's in cover 3. This is not a great play against cover 3. This one's pretty good, though, so we'll see. Ugh, can't make the catch. Okay. Had a guy in spy underneath to stop the short route. Just smart. That's not a terrible punt. Or a really good punt. No, terrible punt. Some reason he decided to take that out of the end zone. We'll take it. And the reason I'm waiting to pick my play is I want to see what his play is first. That's actually a really important aspect of calling sim plays that people tend to overlook. You really do want to match up to their personnel. There's a lot of things that are just not gonna fit right if you're not matching up to their personnel. So, okay, let's see what he's thinking here. If he runs this, he could probably have some success. Yeah, looks like he's... Okay, it's a good play call on his part. He's got LeGarrette Blunt, so got a thumper, but he's probably not going to outrun too many guys. And this is going to go to the end of the quarter. That's what I'm going to call a play. Quarter's over. So far, going pretty well. He's in that formation where he might run that play action crossers lobby play again. We'll see if that's what he's thinking. Wouldn't surprise me. I'm just going to hover over nickel in anticipation that he's going to come out in that personnel again. And he is. For some reason, this guy will not go play the deep zone that he's supposed to be on. Oh, wow. Wow. And I don't have any tackle settings changed. Yeah, that play was messed up from the beginning because my guy would not go in the zone I wanted him to, so I couldn't use the guy I needed to. He's in heavy. I'm not really sure what that is going to mean. No receivers on the field, I suppose. Nope. I guess that just means he has an extra offensive tackle. Okay. He ran a counter out of that. I'm not really sure why. He has not done anything that should set up a counter at this point. But, who knows? Okay, back to 3 wide. I think I would like to play Buzz here with one of my safeties. Okay. Good. Okay, so I was kind of patient there in the way that I filled that gap. It's really important to be like that when you're playing against the run. All it takes is one whiff with a user to open up a gap that shouldn't be there. So it's a good thing to pay attention to. Okay, now the defense is set up like it should be. Oh, gotta drop that. Well, there were 2 guys playing him. Yeah, that's another really popular play out of that formation. That play with the other play together, if you run them in sequence, they basically work perfectly against the opposite of each other. So you're at that point you're just guessing 50-50. Cover 2 versus cover 3. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, for whatever reason, the corners never come down on that post. They'll always let that post sit underneath them in cover 3. Not sure why the devs decided to code the game that way, but it's a huge problem. That play really should be pick city in general. Okay, and then anticipating that he's going to want to run this. Linebacker's just playing slow today. I don't know if you noticed it, but my outside linebacker that could have come down and filled that gap, he literally turned his shoulders and jogged sideways. No idea why. Alright, so I do not want him to pick up an easy run here. So I'm going to bring a guy up the middle and then just kind of user the safety. Okay. Again, my linebackers kind of played stupid on that, but it's because they saw the outside action, and he ran it right up the middle, and they just kind of overplayed the outside action. Again, my linebackers are not very good, so I'm okay with them not playing amazing against the run. They really should not play great against the run. That's why I normally user one of them. Which, come to think of it, I should be usering one of the outside backers, not my middle linebacker, because he's actually good. Okay. He's in some kind of heavy again. He's flipping the play. Jeez. Backers are playing so bad. Yeah, so unfortunately him flipping that play, I can't flip the play and get set in time to play good defense there. If I flip it, by the time he's snapping the ball, my guys are still trying to get in position. So I'm not going 3 wide here because it's the red, like because we're right on the goal line. I'm not really concerned about the typical things that. Just gonna bring Green down and just play inside run force. Okay, we got really lucky there, and he took a delay of game. This makes playing defense a lot easier for us. Essentially puts him in a 1st and 10. We're hoping he passes it here, and he does. Good. Oh! Wow. I was not expecting that. Alright, Hunt. Now we're in a really good situation. We just have to not screw it up. Would love to play... My heart says play man, but my head says that's a good way to give up an easy touchdown. So we're going to go back to zone. I feel like he's going to go to one of his moves. Okay, good. Limited his success on that. That's a win for us. Now is a good time to go to strictly playing the pass, probably. And because of what he likes to run, I'm thinking maybe cover 2 drop. Just, tell everyone to play deep. And drop everyone back. Okay, I'm fine with that. Alright, pretty good return. Well, got a yard, so not great. So far, his defense has been pretty good. That's gone. Whew, great run by McKinnon, and that is why I picked him up won him. I shouldn't say picked him up. I won him in free agency. He is very fast, very elusive, very dynamic. Love having him as my starting running back. And occasionally he'll even run someone over. Probably shouldn't, based on his size and ratings, but I had a play a couple weeks ago where he, like, a defensive lineman had him wrapped up, and he carried a defensive lineman and a linebacker. Oof. That's a big hit. Okay. Okay. Gonna bring an extra guy here. Maybe. No, I'm checking out of that. I don't like that idea. Okay. Smart underneath throw. Jeez, that went forever. It's a really good route coming out of the backfield. There's not a ton of those in the game, but they're good. It looks like that's from the Patriots playbook. It's a good play. All right. Take that. That's a sec. Is that what he ran bench? Yeah, he ran bench swap last time as well. Last possession. So it's something to watch out for. He really likes his compressed formations. That's something we're definitely seeing. Now, the nice thing about coming out in cover 3 buzz is when you've ran a little cover 2, cover 3 buzz shows the same look. And I'm staying in nickel here only because, to me, this is kind of like, this is expected pass situation. Okay, we're calling timeout here. So his personnel, he only had 2 wide receivers, but I was expecting to pass given the clock situation. HB Wheel, again, incredibly popular lobby money play. Because, again, it's compressed and it has the deep post from the wide receiver, which I usered, because had I not usered it, it would have been an easy 25 to 30 yard gain. So, unfortunately, you're just forced to use that play basically the same way every time and set everybody else up, whoever else you want the play to be handled. So, I'm going to go straight man. And I'm kind of going to eye the running back, but also play the middle of the field, depending on what the running back does. Because you can only... Nice. Play one on safety. So close. Probably should not have bothered juking there. But anyways, it's a good play. More than happy with that. Okay, what do we got here? Probably cover 2 zone, shifting in a way that favors me, but he gets a very lucky insta-shed by the D-tackle, which is that in a nutshell. Okay. He's Ndamukong Suh, who's a great player against the run. That said, I also do have a very good interior line, so I think that might be a wash. And also, he did not have good leverage there, but, that's something Madden just does not always care about. Okay, found a nice little bit of space there. And, of course, it was on the money, because I have a incredible quarterback. That is just a huge advantage in this game. Got a lot of options here. Plenty of time. Couple timeouts. I'm also not really worried about scoring too early, because less than a minute on his part, even with all his timeouts. That means he's just going to have to sling the ball around. And it's just not something I'm super concerned about. Oh my God, somehow it wouldn't let me throw the ball. That was a free touchdown to my tight end. And I tried to throw the ball a bunch of times. Just didn't work. Okay. See if he responds to my personnel in being 3 wide. If he comes out in nickel, for example, might run the ball, just depending how his front looks. You never know what people are going to do. If I'm him, I'm definitely thinking pass here. And yeah, looks like he's coming heavy. So let's try this. Come on! Oh, nice catch. That's the rookie I was talking about earlier that I picked up. Yeah. Somebody drafted him and cut him, probably because he was slow, but he's really looking good for me this year. I did not make any adjustments to that play. I believe he shaded over the top, which caused his corner and safety to follow the deepest route, which was a dig over and out. And then the receiver that I threw the touchdown to on the out route, he just kind of continued it, went to the sideline. Nobody was there because they were so focused on the deep route. And so he just cut it toward the end zone, at which point I hit him. So That was, actually wish stuff like that would happen a little more often in Madden. Oh, that was a huge hit. Okay. And here he's probably just going to try to run the ball, so, you know, just have to not give up a big run play off of some nonsense. Yeah. He was kind of expecting that. He just cut it straight outside off of a dive. I was expecting it, but for some reason it made my linebacker take a... He's calling timeout. Assuming he wants to... Okay, so I'm going to change my personnel here. I'm going to let him... I don't know what he's pausing for, but I'm going to give him a minute. Okay, good. And it looks like he's just going to nail it, which is probably his best option. Good call. I wonder how long his running back is out for. I don't think it actually said, but, or actually, you know, I think he had the option to put him back in earlier, but he didn't, so maybe he's leaving him out for now. It's big for me to get the ball here at the half, so I always like playing defense at the beginning of the game. Having just scored twice, actually, yeah, twice. 2 touchdowns on my last 2 drives, and getting the ball. If I score here again, it just really changes what this game is right now. If I were to go up to 14. Okay. A little bit of a trick play here. I have really, really fast outside receivers, so depending on how heavy he plays this to the inside run, how he's aligned, might be a chance here. And yeah, so might have something here. Uh-oh. And it does not pay off. I think that receiver has a really good carry, but somebody just smacked him up. Alright. That was fun. Could have been a really great play, especially if I'd have beat that safety instead of getting tagged. Could have well been a touchdown. Okay. Cover 3 again. Again, just don't want him to really ever feel comfortable running the ball. I don't know why D-line switched like that. Wow. Yeah, my guys just don't want to tackle this game. That's actually been... He's broken the tackle on almost every run play so far. I don't know if that's sliders or just bad tackle ratings, but seemingly okay then. I'm guessing he got some lag on that. I get even in games where I don't have any lag, any other part of the game, for some reason I still get lag when I'm kicking. Not punting, not kickoffs, but kicking actual field goals. Something that the dev team has yet to fix. There's no reason why your field goal should be connected in any way to connection. It should all be completely an offline meter that then relays the information back to the server. But years and years later, subpar programming leads to that still being a thing. Okay. He's having no problem tackling this game, so at least it's working for somebody. I may need to go and set my tackling to conservative at some point if I keep blowing tackles like I have been all game. Even user conservative tackling, I've missed at least 3 already, using X to tackle. He got inside really quickly with the corner there somehow. Not the guy that you would expect on that play to be able to run free like that. But receivers do have really bad blocking now. We went through and actually adjusted all the receivers blocking because they were, before, the receivers were blocking better than tight ends in a lot of cases, and that's some nonsense. So, oh God. Yeah, that was on the run. Still thought maybe I would have something there. Okay, the way that he's been playing as a linebacker, I need to take advantage of how much he's overplaying those routes. So I'm going to go back to the Salem X Kitty. See if I can get him to overplay the tight end with his linebacker. Yeah, he does. So that's something that you got to do to guys that are, if they're overplaying in any direction, you got to find a way to make them pay for it. So now at least that's something for him to think about, and if he continues to overplay the underneath routes, then he's either going to have to set his defense up differently to allow him to overplay it, or he's going to have to, somehow use her differently. Oh, that should have been a big run, but for some reason, 94, who I had fully leveraged outside, they let him come back in and make that tackle from the backside, which is just disgusting. Exactly the kind of thing that prevents good play calling from paying off in Madden. Okay. Maybe cover 2, maybe cover 4, maybe... Okay, it's a good throw. 0. Alright, let's try this. It's a pretty good cover 3 beater. If I think he's in cover 2, I'm going to check out of it. I've got a dagger concept. Yeah. Looks like cover 3. Now, it looks like maybe he switched back to cover 2, but I think he's, yeah. So, I think he's bluffing. Yeah, so that's how dagger works, and it's great against cover 1 for obvious reasons. That dig was easy money. Okay. Not a lot of people use the power O that goes to the weak side out of the shotgun, so something I like to run a lot, just to make them think about it. Here I'm actually better off running... Oh, I thought this was just a regular... Okay, this doesn't look great, but... Yeah. Actually could have been good. Could have made that one done this. So I actually wanted inside zone. I thought my audible there was inside zone, but it was actually a trap. And there was no reason to trap in that situation. Inside zone would have been superior. So I don't love the look that I have in the box here just because I know his guys block shed so much. Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't my running back that got injured. That would be upsetting. See if we can catch him with something unexpected here. Oh, just needed one block. So number 5, my receiver literally ran all the way to the end zone and attempted to block no one, which is very sad. Because that probably was a huge gain, the way his front played. Oh well. Good. Field goal. So we're up at 4. Not a bad place to be. Just got to play defense on our next drive. Yeah, that fumble on the first drive of this half for me was... devastating. This game would be very different right now, if not for that fumble. in hindsight, it was kind of a risky play call for no good reason. Alright, so unfortunately, I have to account for the fact that he likes to run right up the middle and then cut to the out. Why are you going that far? I don't. Can't even. So I just have to account for it. It's something that he's shown as being like a base play for him, and the game just doesn't handle it well. So I got to use it. So I got to use this backside. It's a pass. Okay, he just took a million years. Nice. He had his receivers all kind of bunched up. He sent one of his other his tight ends that's supposed to go deep down the seam. He sent him on like a drag, or yeah, I think it was a drag. So he created a play that made no sense and resulted in him not being able to do anything there. Jeez. Defense is just playing so soft against the run. Sad. Alright. So now I have a lot less options of what I can do on third down, because this is now a viable running down, and he's going, which is smart, he's going to more of a heavy formation. Huge play for my linebacker, who breaks a tackle. Rookie Ari Teflo. So that was just me, like, being consistent with how I was playing my zone there. I was playing my responsibility, and I didn't come down too quickly with the assumption that he was going to throw the underneath. I played, kind of played the over top man, and he got greedy, ultimately. Wanted to go to the guy on the, the overhead dig, instead of just taking what was probably a first down had he just thrown the underneath. But that somewhat might be based off the fact that people tend to be so aggressive in how they play those zones that most people will come down and play the underneath, and he just may have been anticipating me. It puts me back on defense. Now, I got to tell you, there is nothing better in football than coming back and playing defense after you just got a pick six. I mean, come on. Jeez. I don't know why he's breaking 5 tackles there, but I'm probably going to have to start going. I would love to match up personnel, but the way they're playing, I might end up having to just play more base against his 3 wide sets, because that's crazy. I mean, that legit should have been another touchdown for him, just based off the fact that he broke so many tackles. Yeah. Okay. Stop here would be huge. Because of that, I'm going to play a little more aggressive than I normally would for the stop, to at least make it difficult. There's always the potential that you give up a big play when you go cover 0, but wow, should have taken the easy first down. Got greedy. Got real greedy. Would not surprise me if he goes for this, just because of the way he's been playing. So I'm going to kind of play this safe. Good, he didn't. I'm a fair catch that, because I'm not in a return punt. That was a punt defense. So now we got to start thinking about how can we limit the amount of snaps that we're going to have to take this game, because we're up by 2 touchdowns. Almost. Well, 2 full possessions anyways. And yeah, anything we can do to... Oof. Nice. Runs like that will certainly help. Okay, so 2nd and 2 is always a unique situation because there's so many options. I love 2nd and short as a deep play action passing down, for example. Don't know what he's doing here. I guess he's... Oh, that should have been gone. Really not a good play call on his part, defensively. I get why people run that. It puts people in gaps they're not normally in. Sometimes you get lucky and no nonsense will happen. It's extremely popular defense in Madden because of that. Sugar looks. Okay, he's probably pretty certain that I'm running the ball here. So you say we give him something to think about. Oh, that was a broken tackle. It was probably a touchdown, just because of how his other guy played it. So that's good. Plays like that are really important to keep your opponent off balance. Just like real life, you don't want them to feel safe in being able to play the run every time. He's actually been blitzing 6 against the run and first down. He didn't that time, but at least it's something to think about. He might be base aligned here because, oh my god, of course he stumbles off his own lineman. That should have been about a 30-yard run. He really likes that cover 2 play, so I'm going to have to call something that attacks the seams, just some kind of cover 4. Next first down, I'll probably come out and call a 4 verts, which is a great play against what he's been running. Get him in cover 2 here. No, he's in cover 3. Okay, that's fine. So let's do this. Dang it. So I had guys open, but the way the timing of the play worked out, it ended up being the pocket was not clean, and I just couldn't. Like, right when I was going to throw it, I had to end up evading the pass rush. It's unfortunate. Looks like he might be in cover 4 here, but it's hard to say. I'm going to let his guy get set just because it's... Alright. Seen that 0 blitz again. Something he really likes this game. Stay in this for a second and see. Okay. Very nice. Okay, let's get back to running the ball a little bit. Now, if I think he's in cover 2 here, which I do, I'm going to assume that he's running that same play as before. So I'm actually just going to block the tight end here and expect to hit this route. Oh, what a catch. Oh, it's not a touchdown? How? Yeah, so the reason I called that is he actually ran cover 0, not cover 2, but either one, I knew that play was going to be good. And that's the only 2 things he could show there, so probably won't. Oh, okay, freebie. Sometimes the gaps they play just really strangely. Those gaps. We'll take it. So now we're in a really comfortable position. His chances of coming back are extremely low. That means defensively we'll play a little bit less aggressively. That said, it doesn't mean that I won't pick my spots in terms of defensive aggression because he does have all his timeouts. There's still 7 minutes. Theoretically, there's enough time to do something if I don't force him to kind of salt the clock in the way that I call plays. That said, if I lull him into a false sense of offensive security, then I can pick my spots on maybe getting a turnover. So cover 4 is a great way to, like, not give up the big play, keep everything open underneath. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, do I want to give up an 8-yard run on first down? Of course not, but it's a lot better than giving up, like, a 40-yard pass. Okay, well, and sometimes you just get really lucky. Not much to say there. He actually called a pretty good play and executed it well, but them's the breaks, I guess. Them's the breaks. Had another touchdown there. It's one of those situations where, like, I'd rather run the ball, but he's so aggressive defensively to stop the run. All he can really do is run, like, some outside stuff in the hopes that you'll get a good edge block or whatever. I'm going to let his guys set since the clock's not running. If I'd have snapped it there, it would have probably been an easy touchdown. Okay, and McKinnon putting on a show. So, for the most part, this guy doesn't seem to have a very clear philosophy offensively. I do know that he likes running the ball. I mean, but, oh wow, what an animation. In terms of the way that he wants to run the ball, that I'm confused about because, one, a lot of times he'll just run inside runs and immediately cut them to the sideline, run counters off of that. There's just not any consistency in how he likes to run the ball. So now I have such a lead that I can basically do whatever I want, including be more aggressive, and it, you know, realistically, it's just not going to make much of a difference. Nice. That linebacker blitz paid off, as Teflo, the linebacker who was blitzing, does get in on the play. Yeah, we'll just run that again. Why not? And he hangs on. It's a good catch. So here, there's no reason for me to be aggressive. Like, I don't want to give up the first down, but it's basically inevitable. Or that happens. Gonna have to go for this. Now he left that, by calling the play the way that he did, he left the gap that I was covering so open that I was able to fly all the way through it and underneath. Realistically, that probably shouldn't happen. Made possible by the way he called the play. It's probably passing here. Yeah. Thank you very much. I initially thought that was going to be that motion drive play. That's why I started a little bit inside, but as soon as I saw that receiver stop, I knew that he was going to sit in the spot route. So I didn't immediately overplay it because I wanted him to give him enough time to register that he was somewhat open. He missed the lurking defender, and I timed it just right. Back on defense again. And I feel like at this point he's got to feel like he needs to go vertical by this point. So I intentionally bumped that guy coming across because I I knew while following the running back that he was probably going to try to go there. I cannot change my play, unfortunately. Sometimes in hurry up, the game will not let you change the play up. Not sure why that is. But anyways, this game at this point is a formality. Teflo is quietly having a really nice game. He's got a pick, a sack, 2 sacks, I think, actually, 6 tackles. That's a good throw. Was on that HB wheel uncoverable route, which, because I was not on the linebacker, because he snapped it before I could get to him, was not usered. It was an easy completion. Brings up an interesting point. I mean, this guy's getting blown out, obviously, from a skill standpoint. It's a little bit behind me. But there are certain plays in the game that are, skill equalizers. And he has definitely shown a propensity to run a lot of those. So, what should his focus be? Well, his focus should be to get better in fundamentals. Oh, that was close. Better in fundamentals so he doesn't have to rely on what are essentially poorly coded money plays to move his offense. He's close to where he could probably do that. But right now, when he's kind of a good percentage of this game, he has sort of reverted to running plays that I don't think anyone will refer to as being money plays. And in those situations, he just has not consistently moved the ball. So he's got to find an offense. He's got to find an offense that's his own, that he knows he can go to. I'm going to run an aggressive cover 1 here. Whew. Tough to throw against that corner. Those corners, all 3 of my corners actually, my nickel corner is not fast, but he is great in coverage. And that was one of the rookie corners there. Made that stop. I'm actually surprised he kicked that field goal. 1, because it's kind of meaningless, and 2, because he missed the other one. So I'm assuming he has some kind of lag effect. He's not going onside here, so I'm going to back off into regular coverage. Sometimes guys will, in obvious onside situations, they'll just try to pooch kick you. If you're an onside, they'll try to hurry up and pooch kick, because there's like a hole in the area that, again, Madden being poorly coded, there's an area of the field that you can get some cheap kick return recoveries. Not saying that's what he was trying to do there. I'm just pointing it out. That's something that probably should never be done in a sim league, only because it doesn't make sense. In real life, you don't walk on, you don't just appear on the field in formation. You respond to what the kick unit is doing. That run was looking really nice, except for 50. Just 50 blew it up, and I'm fine with that. That's that's more. That's the kind of thing that you should see happen a lot more in the game. A guy who has contained responsibility just bully a blocker who is not as big, strong, or talented as him. I don't know who 50 is, but he certainly did bully my offensive player. Okay, so best case scenario here, this play we get a long run that either sets us up for a 3rd and short, we can run the ball, or gets a 1st down. Either is perfectly fine. So I'm actually better off running. Oh, he sees that. Okay. Still probably better off running that way. Alright. Now I'm in a situation where I'm probably going to pass the ball. Maybe just do something safe. This orbit bubble screen, if they play way off, can be really good. Probably not going to get the first down, but it's a better shot at doing this than it is just running the ball straight up. So give it a shot. Oh, he had that sniffed out. I'm just being stupid. Sadly, it's a relatively predictable play, just because of how long the motion takes. And there's not much off of it. Although, that's the first time I got to run at that game. There is a play I have off of that for people that like to do that, where I could have certainly exploited. I tried to throw that away, but it didn't do anything. So I just threw it up to him. Is that Wilson again? Man, Quincy Wilson is just having himself a game. He's probably going to clear the game. I think that's his third pick. That's my slow nickel corner. But he's a great player. Great in coverage, and he's young. So we like having him for sure. Almost traded him in the offseason. That would have been a mistake. Plays the nickel amazing for me. I don't run a ton of man, so speed is not a huge issue. I would say my opponent defensively is I would say a little bit above average. You know, the score doesn't seem to say that, but just in terms of what he's forced me to do so far, I feel like he is a little bit above average. Some of my scores obviously were defensive, so you know, let's. Okay, saw that coming. Ow, broke another tackle. Been mixing in as much cover one as I can. And Jai is injured again. As quarterback, Tannehill at this point, throws like that don't surprise me when you're really hassling someone all game and they're throwing a lot of picks. It does seem like there's a cumulative effect of, oh, you're having a bad game, so now you're going to have an even worse game. That does seem to be a thing. Okay, I know this play. Didn't play it right. I got stuck in the middle between two guys. I was hoping my safety would make a play on that. But they never do. Just hit him with some cover 2 man or cover 1 because apparently cover 2 is not my audible in this formation. I did not intentionally put cover 1 as an audible in any of the formations, but oh wow, no pass interference. Whew. I'm not surprised my corner cut up to that. He has 96 speed. However, I'm very surprised that that was not PI. I don't know if we adjusted the PI slider. That animation is almost universally PI. So that was interesting. So they're just following the eyes of the QB, and oh wow, Teflo. Maybe it's Teflo that's player of the game. Woo. He could have thrown that way earlier and had a really easy big play. I guess he was just waiting for like the super mega 80-yard touchdown or whatever. I was in cover 4 though, so whatever he was hoping to do to the shell with that play wasn't going to happen because I was in cover 4. So many broken tackles. Alright, he gets one last heave-ho. And we'll just man up on him. Play some dollar. Oh, he's going to go heavy. Okay. Or that. Oof. That's good stiff tackle that time. Ajay had a really good game. 20 carries for 130 yards. But he threw like 7 picks. So overall, it was a pretty good game. I had fun. I think my opponent will be... he definitely has a lot of room for improvement, but I have no reason to believe that being in Stay Scheming League that he won't be able to learn a few things. So hopefully he watches this video. I'll mention a couple points to him in private as well, or actually just in the game thread I'll mention some things. It's again, this league is really education focused, not punishment focused. That's the opposite of what we do. Like there's no... If people play in a way that we consider to not be sim, our immediate response should not be like, oh, they screwed me out of a win, he's cheesing me, whatever. That's not the point. The point is, if someone is doing things that are unrealistic, they probably don't know better, and it's an opportunity to, show people a better way. So, if you are listening to this, Malik, good game. Had fun playing you. I'm sure we'll play again soon. I don't really know how schedules line up, but yeah. Alright, thanks for listening, guys. I'm signing off.